probably should have been trying to find something to write with a little earlier, shouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay. First, let's review this word. Slope. Yes. We use what? M for slope. Have we already talked about how to find slope?
Y equals
Yeah. Well, y2 minus y1 over
yeah.
Slope is
Rise over run.
vertical change over horizontal change. In essence, that is what slope is. You guys know what the word change means in math?
Subtraction.
Subtract. Vertical on an XY coordinate plane. What do you think of when you say vertical?
Y.
Your y's. So subtract your y's over
X
subtract
minus X.
your x's. So for an example, if I ask you to find the slope between those two,
4
of
minus
the line that, these 2 points lie on the line, how would I find a slope?
4 minus
Well, I would subtract my y's, which would be 4 minus what?
-5.
-5. Over, I would subtract my x's. Now, here's the only thing that matters. If I use this 4 first, I have to use the x that goes with it first on the bottom. So 3 minus, what's my x? Other x.
2.
This becomes 4 plus 5 over 1,
Equals 9.
9 over 1. And I know you all have heard of rise over run. If you were graphing that, you'd go to this point, and if you went up 9 to the right 1, you'd end up on the line.
So I'm not.
Come in.
Whoa. I need you not.
You guys see a purple notebook back anywhere? Anybody find one?
Okay.
So let's go up here.
Man, I really wish I was French. It'd be cool.
That's how you find slope. Okay? Slope is what says how a line is shaped. Basically, if this was a point, you don't necessarily have to draw this, just watch. This is a point. This is a point on the line. It's the point 3, 3. Is there a lot of lines I could draw through that right there?
Yes.
This ruler would represent a line, that ruler would represent a line, a lot of them would. But what if I said, I want to draw the line that has the slope 1/3?
Well, you'd go up 1 over 3.
How it's shaped is defined by its slope. For every 1 I go up, I go 1, 2, 3 to the right. I make another dot. I then do what?
Draw a line.
Connect the dots. The slope is what defines how a line is shaped, how it angles this way or that way. That's what slope is. Okay? Any questions on that? We okay? We know how to find the slope between 2 points.
On the
Subtract your y's over subtract your x's, yes.
On the y minus y and x minus x, could we take like the second y, like y2 minus y1?
Good question like this one right here. I could do -5 minus 4 over, if I use the -5 first, what do I have to use first? 2 minus 3.
So it doesn't matter as long as
It'd be
we just keep it the
-9
same.
over a what? -1, which gives you a positive what?
Not over 1.
As long as you keep, as long as this X goes with that Y and vice versa, doesn't matter.
Alright.
Now, next thing to talk about, slope, intercept, form. What's going on back there? You've been messing with stuff ever since I started. Slope intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, to understand whether something is in slope intercept form, it is in slope intercept form if it is solved for y. It's in the form y equals to. That's what solve for y means. Whatever y is everything on the other side. The number in front of the x is your slope. The b is what is known as your y-intercept. An example of something in slope-intercept form, y is equal to 3x plus 4. Okay, what is my slope here?
3.
How should you probably write it though? Is 3 over what?
1,
Y-intercept is what?
4.
4. It's where it intersects the y-axis. Now, I'm going to draw an xy coordinate plane, and we're going to graph this using slope and y-intercept. Now, what is my next step? First thing I do, I need a point on the line. I got to find out where it is and how it's shaped. Okay? First thing, it's going to tell me where it is. I know that it intersects at 4. Well, if the y-intercept, so it's where it intersects the y-axis. So that's right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I could draw a lot of lines through that, couldn't I?
Yes.
I need to figure out how it's shaped. How it's shaped is, for every 1, 2, 3 I go up, I'm going to go what?
To the right.
1 to the right. Then I make another dot. Then I simply what?
Draw a line through it.
Connect the dots. And I have now graphed y is equal to 3x plus 4. Any questions on that? There. Has everybody got this down? I'll freeze it. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about is how to find the equation of the line.
Taylor.
Sorry.
Can we unfreeze it now? How do I find the equation of a line?
Standard form.
Now, there's different ways to do this, but because, like I said to you, that we're doing a whole chapter in algebra in one section, I'm going to try to simplify it into one way.
Negative ax over b.
Ax plus by equals c.
No. How do you find the equation of a line? First, you got to figure out what do you need.
Y-intercept.
If you want to use slope-intercept form, what would you need?
The
Y
slope.
intercept and slope.
You would need what?
The y-intercept and then
You would need M and
b.
B, right? Aren't those the things that become numbers? So if you're given M and B, just plug them in there and you have the equation of the line, don't you?
Yes.
However, most of the time, they're not going to give you that much information. I would use this, what is called point
Oh, that's
Slope.
what it was.
form. Point slope form. Does anybody remember what point slope form is?
Is
Y
it
minus
X?
Y.
No, it's
Y minus Y equals
Y
Yeah,
minus
and
Y1
M.
equals
M
X.
X.
M
X
times
minus X.
X minus
Yeah.
X1.
That's a blast from the past.
Where M is your what? Slope. And X1 comma Y1 is a point on the what? Line. So what things do I put numbers in for?
M.
Y1, the M, and the what?
X1.
Biggest thing to remember is that that minus is there no matter whether Y1 and X1 is positive or negative, so you're going to have some minuses, aren't you?
Yeah.
Now, if you'll notice sometimes they ask you to find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So if I ask you to do that, I said find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. And for this example, I said that the slope is 2/3 and the point on the line is 9, 12.
Could we do that with slope intercept form?
Of course you could. Now, just because they wanted slope intercept form doesn't mean you can't use point slope form. Wake up!
Oh, you scared me.
Good. Maybe some of you'll stay awake then now. You've had 6 days off, you ought to have plenty of energy for today. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to plug these into the appropriate place up here. Right? So it would be y minus, what do I put for y1?
12.
This is my y, isn't it? 12 is equal to, what do I put in for m?
2, 3, 2 over 3.
2 over 3 times
X minus 9.
x minus, what do I put in for x1?
9.
9.
You have now found the equation of the line. However, is this in slope-intercept form?
Nope.
No. So multiply through and solve for y. All you got to do is simplify and multiply through here and then add 12 to both sides, and then it'll be in slope-intercept form, won't you?
Sure.
You understand? Now, everybody watch, stop writing. What's going to happen here? Just going to multiply through there, right?
Yes.
I'll get 2/3 x. Oh gosh, you've got to deal with fractions. Well, you've got that button on your calculator.
Isn't it 6?
3 over 1 jumps to us would be a -4.
Okay.
Because 3 goes into that, I'm sorry, that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 goes into that what? 3 times 3 times 2 is?
6.
6.
That's right.
Right? All of that is equal to y minus what?
12.
What is your next step to put this in slope-intercept form?
Add 12 to both sides.
So y is equal to what? 2/3 x plus
Plus
what?
6.
Is that really that hard?
No.
It's really, anytime you put this in point slope form, it's 2 steps. Multiply through and then what? Add the opposite right here. Isn't that what you're going to do every single time? So don't, if they ask for it in slope intercept form, then you've got a little work to do after you plug it in, right? 2 whole steps. If they ask for it in point slope form, then do you have any work to do? But the only thing I can think of is if you had minus and minus here. You need to rewrite it with a what? A plus. That's about as crazy as things can get. So the things I'm going to ask you to do on this assignment, find the slope of a line, given this information. So on and so on. All right, make sure you got that written down. We've got one more to do.
Is this one standard form?
I'm not doing standard form. I care less about standard form. Standard form is one of the most useless forms there is.
That's all right.
AX plus BY equals C.
Hate it. I've never got one.
Everybody got that down? We ready to go? Next thing, find the equation of the line in slope intercept form that passes through the following 2 points. -1, -4, and 3, -4. What do I need? What 2 things did I tell you we needed to use point slope form? What did we?
Slope.
I need the slope, and I need a point on the line. How many points you got on the line?
2.
You got 2 of those already. Which point you want to use?
Do the 3, -4.
The first one? -1, -4. Okay, we'll use that point. But I still need the what? How can I find the slope? Subtract my y's over what? And remember, y's go first. I know you guys, it's kind of, you know, inbred into you that, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's bred into you that, what do? You always do x first, right? Remember that with slope, what goes on top?
Y.
Okay, so subtract my y's. -4 minus, what's my other one? -4 over
4.
-1 minus what?
3.
What is -4 minus 4?
0.
Plus.
-4 plus 4 over -1 minus 3. What do you get for the slope here? You get 0 over -4. What is 0 over -4?
Horizontal line.
0.
0 slope.
So, when you plug this in here, you'll get y minus, what's your y coordinate?
-4.
-4 is equal to your slope, which is
0.
times x minus, what's your
Three.
-1? What's y minus 4? Be y what?
+4.
0 times x plus 1. I know I'm doing more than I have to, but when I multiply through by 0, what do I get here? 0 times anything is just what?
0.
So I'm left with y plus 4 equals 0. So what's the only thing left to do to put this in slope intercept form?
Subtract 4.
So y is equal to what?
-4.
You found the equation of the line. Those of you that have dealt with horizontal and vertical lines, that'll be a little bit easier. Horizontal lines, we've talked about this, haven't we?
Y's are the same.
Have we talked about this?
No.
Horizontal
What are
lines,
you talking about? Like, if it's just on the Y?
the slope is 0.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Vertical lines,
Undefined.
Undefined.
the slope is undefined. So So if you get one that's undefined, and horizontal lines are always in the form y equal to a number. Vertical lines are always in the form what? X equal to a number. So if you get a slope of 0, all you gotta do is see what your y coordinate is, right? Look, it's y equal -4, right? If you get a vertical line where you basically get a 0 on the bottom for your slope, right? Instead of on the top, you get it on the bottom. All you gotta do is see what your what? X coordinate is. Okay? And it'll be x equal to that.
Coach Stone,
Yes.
on our assignment, if there's any like that have the same y point, like that one with -4,
If the y points are the same, then guess what?
horizontal line,
It's a horizontal line. If the x coordinates are the same, guess what?
Vertical.
vertical.
line.
Can we put that though as an answer, or do you want us to like work it all out?
Do the slope at least for me.
Alright.
Now, let's do another example. How about 4, 8 and 2, 6. I need the slope and I need a point on the line.
Can you go down?
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
What point do I want you guys want to use?
X1.
4 and 8.
4 and 8? All right, 4 and 8. Okay, we'll use that point. But I need to find the what?
Slope.
Subtract my y's. What are my y's? 8 minus what? 8 and 6, so I subtract them. What are my x's?
4 minus 2.
What do I get? 2 over what?
2.
Which is?
1.
So there's my slope. It's 1. All right, so now putting it in point slope form, y minus,
6.
what am I using here for, what do we decide to use as our point?
8.
4 and 8.
4 and 8, so it'd be y minus what? 8 equals, slope is what?
One.
1 times x minus
4.
4. And what ought to make this easy to remember point slope form is everybody probably remembers y is equal to mx plus b, right? Just, you ought to be able to remember that slope is always, point slope form, all you're doing is subtracting the y coordinate that goes with the, like, you know, you always have your y in front, right? So guess what you're subtracting from it? The y, right? Agreed? Then you put it all in parentheses, and guess what you're subtracting from it? The x. The x goes with the x, the y goes with the y. And then it's just in parentheses like that. Okay? Anyhow, first thing to do, multiply through. Y minus 8 is equal to what? X minus what? What's the next thing to do?
Minus. Add 18%.
Y is equal to x plus what?
4.
Not so bad, is it?
Will you count off if we put 1x plus 4?
No.
Okay.
I won't. You just, what you do need to realize though is in a, an ACT test, something like that,
A 1.
they won't put 1. So as long as you know that 1x and x are the same thing, that's really all that matters. As long as you can make that distinction from one to the other. If it helps you to write some of the unwritten things, no problem. I have no problem.
Sorry.
Sorry.